Jurassic World is directed by Colin Trevorrow and stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and I have been waiting for this movie for 14 years. If you don't count Jurassic Park 3, I've been waiting for a good Jurassic Park movie for 18 years. If you didn't like Lost World, that's 22 years. For goodness sakes, Jurassic Park is part of my life. I remember when I first saw Jurassic Park, I recorded it onto VHS tape from television. I must have watched that tape 100 times. I have internal audio memory of the various 90s commercials that were included in the broadcast of Jurassic Park on my VHS tape. When I got money of my own, I bought my own VHSs of it. I bought the DVDs when they came out. I even bought the 3 Blu-rays that were released, even though I'm not a huge fan of Jurassic Park 3. And despite having them, I bought the freaking new collection as well and haven't even opened it yet because I just want to keep it in the plastic. That's how much I love Jurassic Park. It has been part of my life and my family and friends. So this review is from a true fan. I love Jurassic Park and I was pumped out of my mind for Jurassic World, which is about a theme park called Jurassic World, and it's the encapsulation of John Hammond's original vision that went sour in that first film. It's everything that he wanted this place to be, and it's now fully operational, and because of diminishing returns, they create a hybrid dinosaur that's bigger with more teeth to hopefully bring in more visitors, and when that thing gets out, you know, dinosaurs eat people. We've been here before, but is it good? Yes, it is. I had a lot of fun with Jurassic World. Now let me tell you honestly, this is a good movie. It's not a great movie in my opinion though, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm a humongous fan. Such a huge fan. But I'm also looking at this movie as a movie. You know, there are some flaws in the storytelling. And when you have a script that's been so publicly fought over as to who gets the rights to getting story credit and screenplay credit, and there's actual lawsuits, I'm not surprised that certain elements of the screenplay just really quite weren't up to par, in my opinion. I'll discuss more of that later, but let's talk about the good first. First off, Chris Pratt once again has proven himself to be a fantastic actor for this type of role. He was great in Guardians of the Galaxy, and so many people have been spreading rumors about Indiana Jones 5 for a long time, and him being Indiana Jones. And I was like, let's just see how he is in Jurassic World. He blew me away in this movie. He had a lot of charisma, he was good in the action scenes, his humor worked, and he was just the most likable character in the entire film. And this movie has proven to me that if he were to ever take over Indiana Jones, I'd give him a salute. I'd be happy with that. Good job, Pratt. You did a great job in this movie. And another thing that people were really worried about was Bryce Dallas Howard's character, because in the trailers and in the clips, she seemed kind of like just this person who kind of stood around and said scientific stuff. She has a lot more to do in the movie. No spoilers for me, but she definitely has a lot more to do. I like the direction her character went. It started off a bit stale, I must be completely honest. About the first 30 minutes of this movie, I was actually kind of sitting there going, when's it gonna start? Which is not a good thing because, in my opinion, Jurassic Park and The Lost World, they're always moving, whether or not it's a dinosaur scene or just characters sitting around talking. Those two films really moved. In the first 30 minutes of this film, I was like, let's get to it, let's go. And that might have something to do with the fact that it takes a while to introduce Chris Pratt into the movie. And once he finally came in there, I was like, okay, this is a likable character. I like the direction this is going. But I want to get really real here, okay? I don't think any of you subscribe to me for me to sugarcoat my reviews. I don't think any of you click subscribe going, I like how this guy doesn't actually say how he feels. Because I'm going to tell you how I feel. There's some really poor characterization in this movie. There's a lot of characters in this movie, there's a lot of subplots in this movie, and some of those subplots just don't need to be there. In particular, the 2 kids. There's a lot of backstory with these kids, with their parents, with their current adventure on the island when they get kind of separated, which you've seen in the trailers, and it just felt like the movie derailed every time it cut back to them, and I kept going, get back to Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt. That's where the film is. One of the things that people were really worried about was the whole raptor training bit. I can understand that apprehension because the raptors are, it's kind of like training Jaws or something. They're such a scary, cool creature. You don't really want them to be good guys. I'll put it this way. I think the film handled it very well, and I think most people will not be disappointed by it. It actually tugged at my heartstrings in a couple moments, and there are times with those raptors where it just worked for me, where the connection between Chris Pratt and the raptors may have been actually the strongest emotionally resonant connection between characters in this film, which is, that's a little sad, I guess. Jurassic Park in 1993 pioneered CGI. So it's obvious now that we've had better CGI and new CGI, but is it really better just because it's new? Yes, there is more detail, but in the original Jurassic Park films still, I can watch that movie and be like, that looks real. And I talked about this in my JP3 review. One of the reasons is Spielberg utilized mostly just wide shots for CGI. Anytime a creature was close up to the screen or close up to an actor, it was an animatronic creature. And that really sold. In this movie, there is a lot of CGI, and for the most part, it is good. But there is a little too much of an over-reliance on it, in my opinion, and I think it shows in some of the actors' performances, because there's a lot of staring at a tennis ball type looks in this movie. But seriously though, I don't want to get too negative here. I don't want to disappoint you guys. I had fun with this movie. But today in this internet age, I've noticed that a lot of times it's either you love it or you hate it. If you're sort of in the middle, people don't really understand how to feel. I had a lot of fun with it. In fact, everyone I saw it with tonight, about 5, 6, or 7 of us, we all were like, that was good. We had some flaws with it, but we all enjoyed the movie, and that's how I feel. I enjoyed this movie. I'm excited to see it again and examine it again. But there are story flaws that couldn't really get me into some of the characters. The direction at times was a little flat. There just wasn't enough energy in that direction, but really, what can you expect? Steven Spielberg made Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in the same year. You can't really get better than that. That's crazy. So I didn't go into this movie expecting it to be better. I just wanted it to be good. And you know what? It was. I had a great time with this movie. The CGI for the most part works. The Indominus Rex as a big villain works. That thing is cool. It is really cool. And there are some great uses of its genes that it has in it. I'll just put it at that without spoiling anything. There's just some storytelling flaws here where the film sometimes branches to other people where you're like, does that person really need that much screen time? Does that person really need that much screen time? Let's focus on our core here. Just think about the first Jurassic Park movie. They had almost every main character converge on that dinner scene where they all talked about their ideas of science. You're there to see dinosaurs, but you're watching these characters talk, and for some reason it's riveting. That's because good writing, good directing, and good acting. There weren't too many riveting character moments in Jurassic World. It was mostly dinosaurs are on the loose, we gotta hunt them down. It wasn't really that interesting. It kind of took Jurassic Park 3's straight up thriller, not much commentary on science or nature. It was just thriller, let's have fun. And it is much better than Jurassic Park 3. Much better, don't get me wrong. The last 30 minutes of this movie, I loved. It felt like classic Jurassic Park. Had such a great time with the last act of this movie. However, with the way the internet is, I can see 2 things being brought up as major complaints that get like a lot of thumbs up on places. I want to be the first person to tell you, there's going to be people who are talking about the fact that phones and walkie-talkies, they just don't work on this incredibly advanced island filled with scientific technology. And there are a lot of callbacks to Jurassic Park that sometimes are very blatant, that kind of just come off as, yeah, Jurassic Park was a good movie and we're going to kind of recreate that moment for you. So I don't know. Guys, seriously though, I want this to be super clear. I am a humongous Jurassic Park fan. My heart was beating when the Universal logo showed up in this movie. I was ready. I was almost goosebumpy already just from seeing the Universal logo. The movie is a bit disappointing from a story and character perspective. The dinosaurs work very well. There's a lot of great action. There's some subplots that don't really belong in this movie, but in the long run, it is a much better sequel than Jurassic Park 3 was, and it confirms to me that Chris Pratt is definitely a talent to watch out for. He wasn't just a one-hit wonder with Guardians of the Galaxy. That guy has got it. He is very good in this movie. Guys, I'm going to give Jurassic World a B. I can hear you now, disappointed about a grade, but look, I had fun with the movie, guys. Go check it out for yourself. Make your own opinion. Don't always listen to mine. If you don't want to see the movie, don't see the movie. If you want to see it, go see it. I'm just giving you my thoughts on it as a dude in Ohio who really freaking loves movies. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to Aaron J. Morton. He composed my new opening and outro music you're about to hear. If you want to go check out his Facebook page, it is linked below. He's an up-and-coming film composer. He's working on some films right now. Super nice guy. He wanted me to let you know that his Facebook page is still in the progression phase, so if you don't see a lot of likes and a lot of stuff on there, he wanted to make sure you guys knew about that. Huge thank you, Aaron, for the new music. He basically took my old theme and made it with actual instruments, so it's no longer stock GarageBand music, so I really appreciate that. And guys, in previous weeks, I have reviewed The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, and I already have an older review of Jurassic Park 3D on my channel, so if you guys want to check out those reviews to know my thoughts on the entire saga of Jurassic Park, you can do that. They're on my channel right now. Thank you so much, guys, seriously, for watching, and just for being awesome. You guys rock. Thank you. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.